Mentioned this sound from Jack Marucci. He was talking with WAFB, talking about how many players LSU potentially could have in training camp once the NFL season gets going. Marucci, speaking with WAFB, was talking about a number.
If you look at training camp for the NFL, whenever that may be, we may have 21 players on the beginning of as many as that if you count Dara, Dylan, and some of these other free agents. So we could have that many. We never thought that, but again, a lot of these guys didn't have that much attention before the year.
More from Marucci speaking about last season and LSU, talking about where they tested on an intelligence and mental processing test that Marucci is the software for in-house.
Also got the review back from when we were getting our data back from the NFL. The guy was keeping us abreast. He goes, LSU, by far, he sent me the text. He goes, by far, LSU had the most impressive numbers on intelligence and mental processing. He says, no wonder you guys breezed through the NCAA the way you did. That was his quote, because of the type of players.
Since the draft moved to 7 rounds in 1994, there's only been one team that has seen 14 players selected in the same draft. That was the 2004 Ohio State Buckeyes. This year's 2020 LSU team has a chance to break that record with as many as 19 players that could be selected. Now only 16 received invites to the NFL Combine, and mock drafts have rejected as many as 13 players could be drafted. In Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, he has 7 LSU players being drafted in the first 2 rounds alone. We'll talk to head coach Ed Orgeron coming up here at 7:30 this morning. Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady, this is from ESPN.com, has won 6 Super Bowls, but while attempting to comply with the stay-at-home orders in Tampa Bay, he was asked by a city official who he was when he noticed this was the mayor, Tom Kriseman, speaking. She said, oh, my goodness. Well, there you go. You've been cited. You're here. Florida is currently under stay-at-home orders, though recreational activity orders are permitted as long as social distancing is followed. Jacksonville recently opened up its beaches for recreational activity, but the Tampa Bay area beaches remain closed. The city of Tampa tweeted at Brady saying, sorry, Tom Brady, our parks are closed. We can't wait to welcome you to our entire community, back with even bigger smiles. Until then, stay safe. Stay at home as much as you can to help flatten the curve. How would you handle this?
You know he's already working, by the way. We had Devin White on our show yesterday, and he said that Tom Brady's already reached out to him. They've already been in communications of how they can handle everything, how they can get to work. Look, you know his work ethic. You know he's not going to sit there and not do anything.
Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green is not letting bygones be bygones in terms of his beef with former teammate and now Brooklyn Nets star Kevin Durant. The 3-time All-Star put KD on notice on Monday in an interview with Uninterrupted. Draymond let a not suitable for work tirade regarding Durant's final season with the Warriors in 2019. Durant, who was at the tail end of his 2-year contract with the Warriors, was verbally non-committal about returning when asked by the media. Draymond, do we have this sound? This was great, of Draymond sitting in on Uninterrupted talking about Durant's last season.
What should have happened was Kevin come out and say, hey, man, like this is it. So let's do this, or this isn't it. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just leave the elephant in the room, because what happened was the question came to us every day. Like, every time we spoke to the media, Clay and myself was asked about our contract. And it was strictly due to Kevin, because while that was going on, Clay was saying, I want to be a Warrior forever. Like, I want to be here. We started this thing. This is where I want to be. I'm saying, I want to be here for my career. We started this. We built this. I want to finish my career here with the guys I started it with. And then you kind of had Kevin, like, I don't know what I'm going to do next year. Like, and it don't matter, but.
I read over the weekend. I'm telling you, I started the book on Friday and finished it on Sunday night. It's called The Victory Machine: The Making and Unmaking of the Warriors Dynasty, written by Evan Stenhouse. It will be an unflattering documentary in 20 years on Kevin Durant when they talk about the unraveling of that Warriors team, the way that they were put together. I mean, the way that Durant handled the locker room interaction and the way that he handled the media. I mean, he comes off as a spoiled brat. And Draymond if you read the book, was really the sole purpose and really the reason why the Warriors were even in contention when he was a free agent a couple of years before, because of Draymond's relationship with Nike. I really had no idea how much free agency is steered by still the shoe contracts. I mean, still, we talk about the NCAA and the kids and that like the shoe deals and the shoe corporations being at the centerpiece of that NCAA investigation. They still have the authority on free agents. Guys like Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. I mean, Green was influential in Kevin Durant picking Golden State because of their relationship with Nike. But the way that thing deteriorated once he got to the Bay Area, I mean, it was all on KD. It was all on Durant.
Kevin Durant already had issues. Like the burner account stuff that Durant had, like, that bothered me.
They go into that on the book.
Why are you going out there and worrying about what Twitter is talking about? You're a world champion now. You're a multimillionaire. You're one of the best basketball players in the world. You have your own shoe, and you're out there defending yourself on Twitter with burner accounts, and then you get caught, and then you look stupid, and then you don't even really own up to it. So,
and now he says he's going to keep doing it. It's like, why? Speaking of The Last Dance, the premiere of The Last Dance, a highly anticipated docuseries about Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls NBA dynasty, averaged 6.1 million viewers on Sunday night, ESPN said. That makes The Last Dance the network's most viewed documentary ever, as it should be. I can't wait to gobble up series episodes 3 and 4.
That's a gigantic number.
Yeah, it is.
They said if they got somewhere a little bit over 3, that would be a big number, and that would be something that would open eyes. They doubled that. I don't know anybody that didn't watch it. And you don't have to be a sports fan to appreciate what it was. I know that we were all locked in at my house. My sons, who obviously weren't born when Jordan was playing, and I've told them how much better Jordan is than LeBron. I made them sit down. Now, they had to watch the ESPN2 version for a little bit because, as Sam and I talked yesterday morning, forgot about a couple of the F-bombs that were coming. Yeah. Forgot about it being uncensored a little bit, but it wasn't too bad.
ESPN2 will give you the
I found that out much later,
series,
though.
Right.
We're about 45 in.
We actually watched the stream again yesterday of it. So we watched it. We watched both series twice. Me and Little Jay watched it yesterday on the stream, and it has the edited series. But, I mean, I can't get enough of it. And really, if you read some of the reviews, some of the people that have seen the entire series, they say that the initial 2 episodes are really the slowest part of it because Netflix and ESPN and streaming services went back to the production team and said, look, we need you to introduce Michael Jordan to the youngsters. We need you to introduce who Jordan is, explain where he was drafted, explain the foot injury, explain the background between he and the organization. That way that the young people around the world that are digesting this will have an understanding of really who he is.
What age would you say? Anybody under
20?
You think
25.
So? I think you could even go as high as 30 because I'm about to be 35, and I remember Jordan, and I remember I was a young teen there his last run with the Bulls, and I remember pretty much all of it. But if you're 30 years old, there's probably a lot of MJ you don't know. Like, you might remember him from the Wizards, and nobody should remember MJ from his time with the Wizards.
Well, yeah, I think that like the 25 to 30 crowd down. You can speak for this behind the camera, behind the microphone.
Yeah, I'm acting like we don't have a panel. I can just ask right there.
But known for shoes. Known for shoes more than anything. I think this gives you the video context. I mean, that you can easily search. I mean, you can find him on YouTube and you can find his highlight videos everywhere. But to see it laid out and explained in this team format and how big of a competitor he was, I think it will hopefully close the book on the conversation, because I know that the conversation's dead in the Collada household. He is the best basketball player of all time, and it ain't even close.
I think there's 2 athletes, real quick, sorry. There's 2 athletes that could hold the nation's attention like MJ did over the weekend. I think it's Tiger and MJ, and I think that's it. I don't think there's any other singular athlete that can keep the attention of sports lovers, non-sports lovers, whatever sports you're into, and I think that's the 2.
I'm brainstorming off the top of my head. I can't think of one that I would.
Just think about it. I mean, Tom Brady, we all consider probably the greatest of all time, right? As far as football players, or at least he's 1 or 2, right? And people wouldn't sit down and watch Tom Brady.
I mean, LeBron has a series on HBO. I don't watch it.
I don't either.
You know, I mean, sometimes if it's on, I'll tune into it, but I don't have to watch it. If Michael Jordan or Tiger had a series on HBO that was weekly, I would gobble that up. I mean, we would talk about it weekly here.